restaurant industry in LA. Dining rooms, kitchens, and the people behind them were center stage last year as they contended with shutdowns, reopenings, lost wages, the controversial regulations that spiraled into lawsuits, political fistfights, and more. On top of this, essential food workers dealing with the disease itself, mortality rates for chefs, as reported by LAist, among the highest for any groups in the pandemic. But now, a year and some change later, adaptation. Is there light and possibly a reason for hope?
A boom? Rebirth? Here to talk about it is Chef Hunter Pritchett. Chef, thanks for joining us.
Hey, thank you guys. Great to see you. It's been a while. Y'all look great.
Oh, thanks. You look great too. Yeah, you guys might know him as the former chef over at Atrium in Los Feliz, where we all took such beautiful photos. But I'm still thinking about how you made those mushrooms taste like orange chicken.
That was very
man.
good.
Maybe I'll have to
man.
ask off the air.
Secrets.
Secrets.
Yeah.
Well, you left Atrium in 2020 to go into consulting, catering, and private chefery. And of course, wanted to ask you about some of the biggest challenges that are facing restaurants in LA right now. Is the world going back to normal? Are things good? What's happening?
I mean, things are in flux. Everyone is unsure. I am still out of standalone restaurants and back in consulting and private chefing. And I can't speak for my peers in that, except for what I know. And just, it's super tough. Like, as now more of a diner and a customer, I'm a little unsure about going out. We had a baby during quarantine that's not super unique. There's plenty of people that had that, plenty of people that live.
Congratulations,
Yeah,
though. That's
congratulations.
great. It's unique enough. I mean, it's a big deal. But yeah,
It's
your
a big
point is well
deal.
taken.
And there's risks. Like, I don't live with my grandparents, but plenty of people I know do. So there's a lot to consider. I just read that 2/3 of Californians are vaccinated, which is amazing. So I think momentum is building, and we'll definitely reach that point of getting back to as normal as we can. But it's really hard to say. There's so many factors, and some people have saved money during the pandemic, and some people have lost sort of their expendable income or are uncomfortable with spending it, much less going out to spend it, even just to sit on it.
I think, yeah, and that's something that I think a lot of people obviously are just going to sort of have to make choices for what's right for them. But when you're talking about like restaurants, are there specific things that you're seeing now with people that you know in the industry? Are they getting help from the city, from the state? I'm assuming everybody still is kind of trying to climb out of this hole. Everybody who survived the last year is probably trying to climb out of this hole from the last year-ish of open, close regulations, patios, no patios, back to patios.
Totally.
What's going on there?
Yeah, I mean, the industry got a good amount of help with the PPP loans. Pretty amazing, the first and second round, which is great. I mean, restaurants are cash in, cash out businesses. We carry a lot of debt and pay it off pretty slowly. So that the PPPs are a huge lifeline just to be able to operate. And those are people that have businesses, people that started businesses and pop-ups and just to-go only sort of ghost kitchen things. I'm not sure they can apply for a PPP loan because they don't have the history to do it. But what's been really helpful, and I live up in Altadena and down in Pasadena, they've done a fantastic job with extending streets or taking streets to make patios and really opening up possibilities. LA, obviously the weather is pretty fantastic most of the year and has never really been able to capture and take advantage of the patio business in the city. I moved here from Denver like 10 years ago, and Denver's a patio city, and the snow will melt and people will spill out and really stick in those seats almost militantly. It's quite the lifestyle. But even, restaurants have garage doors that they throw open. So thankfully, LA has relaxed a little bit. They had not done nearly as good a job as Pasadena as far as extending patios onto the street. But hopefully with the new variances they put forward in the last couple weeks about just keeping those rules open for patio, I think it should help everything adjust back to normal and really maximize our great weather, increase walkability in our neighborhoods, And it's just nice to eat outside. Before it gets super hot. It's kind of perfect. So those are some things I really am hopeful about, honestly.
Mhm.
Yeah, it makes you wonder, what took so long to get al fresco in LA and in Pasadena? I guess
A literal global
a
crisis.
global crisis is the
To make us
answer.
realize that we can eat outside more.
And
We-
it's nice.
And
Yeah.
it's nice. And it's nice.
it's
It's a different
nice.
feeling.
Yeah.
And really, you could think about this kind of maybe doubling or adding a percentage of tables if you keep both indoor and outdoor going.
Yeah.
Just a little more profit. Maybe you're closing off a couple streets out in Pasadena, but
Yeah, but now your valets are going to make more money.
I mean,
So great.
I guess so. Where are the cars going to go? But Chef,
Yeah.
we've heard this a kind of murmur that people aren't wanting to go back to work because maybe they're making a little bit more on unemployment, or maybe they're a little slower to get back to work, especially in the restaurant industry. Do you find that to be true? And if so, what are restaurants doing to get people back into work?
Yeah, I've heard that. A lot of, middle America complaining about people not going back to work, but those are places with a very low minimum wage. Luckily, LA is semi ahead of the $15 an hour minimum wage, even though for a reasonable one-bedroom apartment with a single person, I think they adjusted it for, it's supposed to be $23.50 an hour for typical LA rent. But it's hard. An extra 300, an extra 150 a week from the federal government makes a huge difference. It's not a ton of money, but relatively, and weighing the risks and the commute or the fact
Whoops.
We just wanted to remind you of where you
Yeah,
used to
sorry.
work.
I'm sorry about that
Okay.
audio issue.
no
But
sweat.
no, keep going with what you're saying though, because I think that's really interesting. You mentioned the minimum wage being part of the problem. I think this specifically, at least anecdotally, has been in kind of the customer service industries, whether it be hospitality with
Oh, yeah.
hotels or valet, like you mentioned, restaurants, etc. So what is going to have to change to keep people from keeping that extra $600 or $300, whatever it was, from their state, to get them to go back, or to make everybody feel like it's the right thing to go back?
Totally. I mean, it will expire, and I think it will expire by the time business increases, and they'll sort of meet in the middle.
Interesting.
Hopefully, there are minimum wage increases in the states where minimum wage is still $7.65 or $8.25, excuse me, because that is an insane amount of money, especially for 1 hour of work on your feet, putting in your steps. Restaurant work is really, really hard.
Yeah.
Any employer hiring ex-restaurant people will be lucky to grab someone like that.
Oh,
It's
that's
multitasking.
yeah.
It's customer service. It's dealing with people at their best and sometimes people at their worst, and endless adaptation. So I think people will go back to work, but there's a lot of waiting to see. There's a lot going on, and people have had a year to sort of either refocus or reprioritize or realize that the juice isn't worth the squeeze, and maybe they're going back to school. Maybe they're gonna, when Biden's new Green Initiative jobs plan comes through, get into solar tech or, re-insulating homes and stuff like that. And
Right, out of the industry, the restaurant industry.
Yeah, and
Totally.
I guess I wonder because, and I want to ask you one more question before you get raptured up by the sunset there,
I
which
know,
looks
wow,
so
as you were
beautiful.
speaking, the light,
It's
David.
like incredible. It's gorgeous. I can only imagine what it's like to be there. But the thing about it is like lower cost restaurants, fast food restaurants, for the most part, actually did better in the pandemic in a lot of ways. I think really uber high end restaurants will find a way, even with rising food costs, rising labor costs, to continue to operate. I'm worried about, or I'm wondering about, if you're thinking about the sort of like good local neighborhood staples that are just great for, a piece of grilled chicken or a good sandwich and salad down, your block on Ventura Boulevard or wherever. How they are going to deal with this without having to say, well, like anytime you go out to eat, it's either going to be fast food or everything is going to cost you $50 a person.
Totally. Yeah, I mean, I've always worried about the middle. We need to worry about the middle of everything. The middle class, the middle class of restaurants. It's going to be really tough. There's a lot of subsidizing profit in restaurant businesses. The fast casuals, fast food to go stuff subsidizes their profit with soda or potatoes or cheap food or cheap labor at its worst. In high-end restaurants, usually it is relatively cheap labor versus very expensive cost of food, thereby subsidized with service, blah, 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 blah. But the middle mom and pops, your neighborhood restaurants, need the most, and hopefully they have had the assistance to take advantage of the PPP process, which is extremely difficult, and have reasonable rent. It really all comes down to math and if it's worth it, if they can make it worth it. There's always a little bit of a hope and a prayer as far as how many people we think we can get in the seats and how much money they will spend. But the pandemic has sort of turned everything on its head and really ensured that you need to know how much money is coming in, how much money is going out, and how much you'll make next week. But yeah, I really supporting the local restaurants that you love that are down the street in your neighborhood, ordering to-go food from them and not using a third-party service that takes 20%.
I've noticed so many restaurants have had to shift and do ordering on their own websites, and even getting to that point and hiring somebody maybe who can come in and do that for your website or whatever. A lot of mom and pop shops didn't have order online for their own site until the pandemic. So I don't know why
it
they
almost
wouldn't
seems
by now.
criminal that companies like that are generally just like
Third-party delivering.
technology companies that are using not even their own labor to do most of the work for making the food or delivering the food are taking 20 to 30% off the top. I mean, I don't know.
Always go right to the restaurant's website because of chefs like yourself notifying people like, hey, if you have the chance, don't order through that third party. Just go directly to the
It'll be cheaper for you too.
It's cheaper. It's better for the restaurant. So chef, what are you sipping on? It's our 5 o'clock happy hour. We do a segment on essentially booze every Friday at 5. What do you got today?
Well, I took my 14-month pandemic time and my new child to get sober. I didn't drink much anyway, so I'm not very exciting.
Wow.
I have a passion fruit LaCroix with a wedge of Meyer lemon from a tree just outside.
Oh,
and
stop.
a sprinkle of Himalayan salt.
Look at you! Only a chef would make a LaCroix look like
honestly
a craft
like,
beverage.
You have seen some beverages on this show, some good, some bad, and some ugly. One margarita that I wore comes to mind. And that non-alcoholic LaCroix is, I think, the most creative, interesting, and maybe delicious thing that we've talked about.
How do you incorporate the salt? You don't like take a shot of your LaCroix. So how do you sprinkle it in the can?
I do it very carefully. You have to take a kind of a swig out of it. The same swig that I used to do when I just poured tequila in just to sort of get through the news. If you don't make room, it will explode like a 4th grade science project.
Oh, good.
And you'll have to clean up.
This is
my second lemon wedge in my defense. The first one was not good enough.
You calm down, you animal.
Yeah.
2 lemon wedges.
We don't want to have to. I hope you're not driving anywhere.
A lot of our 5 o'clock happy hour participants are sober or just don't drink or whatever, and we do see some fun, variations on Starbucks drinks, and energy drinks, and all that. So I'm glad we
are open to all kinds here. We're just all just trying to sit and enjoy the fact that the week is over, and like you said, get through the news. Some days easier than others. Hunter, thank you so much for stopping by. Cheers to you.
Where can people go to reach out to you if they want to use you for a party or whatever?
Oh, great. I would love that. Instagram is a great way to track me down. It's just at Chef Hunter Pritchett. And that's a good way to track me. I work for a private company, catering company. We do some in-home stuff. We do some events. We do meal kits, all good things. So it's a safe place for a person in my position, and we, take as much care as we did in the restaurant, if not more. So.
And still making great food, I know, because you post it still every now and then, and also lovely photos of your family, which are so sweet. So Chef Hunter Pritchett on Instagram. I got it over here if you want to see it, Robert, on the or Bobby on the on the old. Nah, it's not working anyway. All right. Well, Chef Hunter Pritchett, thank you so much for being a part of the show.
That's a tease to go
See
find
you
it
next
yourself.
time, and enjoy your LaCroix.
Yeah,
Thanks for
cheers.
stopping by.
Thank you guys. Have a great weekend.
Cheers to you too.
Take care.
To the
Got a
restaurant
coconut
industry.
coffee. It's not quite as exciting.
I got a DC.
We'll be right back.